Hi everybody, we're here at the Prima booth. My name is Frank Garcia and I'm demoing my new memory hardware molds. We have 5 different designs of molds. All of these molds are designed to work with my albums, so you can use them with my albums, or you can use them for home decor. You can use them for anything really, but they are sized for my albums. So all of these here, you can see all of the handles here are designed to work with all of my large and smaller albums. And you can attach all kinds of keyholes, you could attach like these line heads, all these really nice decorative pieces that can go on your books to adorn your covers. So I'm going to show you how to make this pink shabby chic style, because a lot of people like doing the more darker style here with just the waxes, but there's another way to do a more shabby style. So what I start with is I just start with a blank piece. I'm using some 2-part resin, but you can definitely use hot glue. You can use anything that you like to use, even clay or modeling material. Prima does have a modeling material, and that one dries with air or regular temperature, so you can use that too. But I'm a little bit impatient, so I like to use something that dries quickly. So I use either hot glue or a 2-part resin. So I'm just going to give this a quick coat of black gesso. And the reason you want to do black gesso is because you want to have a nice base to start with. So you want to make sure that it's nicely covered, that you get all that white covered in. And you can also use white gesso, but we want to get a little bit of a distressed look, so we want to do something that's a little bit dark. So I'm going to just give this a quick initial dry with my heat tool. And you need to make sure it's completely dry before you start on the next layer.
Does it matter if you leave some white areas, or will you touch those up?
I'm going to touch those up in a minute, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You just want to make sure you get kind of like a first layer dry. So I'm going to go back here and just kind of touch up the areas I missed. And I'm using the Art Basics gesso from Finnabair. You could use the gesso in any color, so you could definitely do white or black. Alright, so I'm just going to dry this really fast. And then I'm going to rinse out my brush, and I'm going to start with the next color. I'm going to use just a regular paint. You can use any paint that you like. If you wanted to use heavy body, you could, but heavy body tends to be a little bit thick, so I like to use something a little bit more watery. So I just use these cheap paints. So I'm using just a white, and I'm going to just go ahead and give this a coat of the white.
So you add the white on top of the black?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. I've never done that before. Never thought of it.
And you do need to make sure you kind of completely cover it to kind of get the best effect. So you may need to give this a few coats. I'm just doing this a little messy first so I can get an initial layer. Hello. And I'm going to go into the little nooks and crannies here with my brush. Just trying to get all of the pieces painted. Now this technique works really well for pieces that are going on lighter color projects, because sometimes the darker ones are more for more mixed media projects, but these would be great for something like a lighter collection if you're using a paper collection, or you're making something that's a little bit more light, that's not so dark. Hello.
Is that handle like you can almost attach a clip to it and close it?
Yeah, so what you can do with this is you can attach it on the edge. They're all designed to fit on the edge of the book and use it to open the cover. So that's what they're designed to
Yeah.
do.
Oh, that's cool. So you could tie them up or something like that.
So I'm going to give this one last coat of paint, and I'm going to go in with my pink. And I'm just going to make sure I cover everything now completely with the pink color. And this color, the reason why we painted 3 times, you're going to see why in just a second. Because we want to get some of that color at the bottom later on. So I'm just going to give this a quick coat.
What is that color called?
It's cameo blush, it's just a pink. So you can use any color.
Go Niners. Go Niners. Oh yeah, these anyways.
Right, I just need to paint the little handle here and we'll be almost done.
So what do you call this look?
It's just like a shabby chic look. You know, just something that's more like farmhousey.
Oh, nice.
If you wanted to do, you know, just like the more cream color like this, or if you wanted to do like a pink. I like pink pieces.
So would it work on like, let's say, a light blue, light green?
Yeah,
like
so
that?
you could see right here I did a mint one.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, you could use any color really that you want. All you're doing is you're just layering paints, so it's pretty easy. And once you're done with this step, you're going to take a little bit of sandpaper. And then what I like to do is I like to take a baby wipe and just kind of wet it a little bit just to make sure it's not too rough. And then you're just going to very gently sand some of that paint off. And you'll see you get the black and the white in the middle. So it kind of shows a more kind of like shabby look to it. Now if you just end up scraping too much, you can always go back and repaint it and do it all over again. So you can definitely go in here and just sand it. See how that black shows through and it looks like metal.
So cool.
So you get that look right there.
Yeah. Let me zoom into it. That shows.
And then I like to take my baby wipe and just kind of wipe that off just to kind of see where I'm going because the powder sometimes.
This is the example. Another example. Yeah.
Oh, we can have to make us some fish. That's huge. That's huge. And then
Very cool.
So you can see how that looks like a hardware piece. So you get like the pieces here. Now if you wanted to, you can definitely add a little bit of artisan powder just to kind of give it a more patina effect. So you would just take a little bit of this powder, and you know, a little bit goes a long way, and you can just go into the little nooks and crannies, just kind of add a little bit of that color, and it'll give it a more kind of worn out effect and bring in some of that detail out.
Yeah, no, we're gonna,
And that'll just give it a little bit more of a
Antique.
yep.
Funny.
Yeah. So you can do that just with that or just without the more you sand down, the more color you'll see at the bottom. So if you wanted to show more of the black, you would sand it a little more. And it works with any color, so you can use it with the mint, or you can do just a cream colored one and get a very nice shabby look.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Frank.
yeah, thank you.